At this point, there's a good chance you've heard of this film, know what it's about, and have a decent knowledge of the discourse surrounding it, both from a media and political point of view. While any YouTuber with integrity has given the film a fair shake. As it took 2 months for the film to reach our cinemas, it's now my turn. Perhaps the weakest part of the film is its pacing and act structure. The film has, in essence, 2 finales, one with the resort and one in rebel territory, creating the sensation this is 2 episodes of a miniseries awkwardly stitched together. In fact, having it be 2 episodes, one focusing on each operation, may have worked better structurally. Instead, the story is framed around the young brother and sister and their rescue. With how events are placed on the timeline, it makes sense if the goal is accuracy. However, the consequence is that the film becomes overstuffed, all the more so considering this is 2 hours long. The characters, while not being incredibly developed, all possess unique characteristics that allow them to stand out, some awkwardly so. As such, the film has the effect of the events pulling the characters along for the ride. Once the film ends, what creates conversation are not the characters, but rather the events taking place, which, if that's the goal, it worked. Many have called this film important, and when there are statements such as,
"And so, can you imagine how many lives this is going to be saving?"
It's difficult to take it seriously. Considering the reaction of many who see this, the awareness for the issue it tackles, and the avenues of support brought to the surface as a result, it's difficult to deny the net positive this film has brought about, even if it is marketed as right-wing propaganda by mainstream media. But remember, it's perfectly fine. Despite the harrowing subject matter, this film ultimately left me hopeful because, while I enjoy watching the world burn, starting with mainstream media, the experience in the cinema was quite unique. While Jesus spoke to the audience on the efforts made to stop trafficking, the paid-forward system of Angel Studios was brought up by providing a way for the average person to help by donating a cinema ticket for someone who might not be able to afford one to claim and watch the film to spread the word. Many of the viewers, including the group I went with, immediately took out their phones and started donating tickets. Except for me, of course. I'm a cunt. That said, this small act of generosity screamed volumes because this film managed to inspire good in people. Because, ultimately, the message of the film is something I hope everyone can get behind.
Because God's children are not for sale.